Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We back at it, ladies and gentlemen. ATL edition is out. Round the league edition.
Back. You guys let me clean up some of this stuff. No reason for y'all to see the side going just because I'm an old ass man.
As you see, I'm fresh off of work. I got the work shirt on. Shut it.
That boy looks like an adult.
But yeah, man, Splashcast 12 pack is out. Make sure y'all go cop that. Go listen. Follow on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your DSP. Shade.
Let me tell you what it feels like when you can listen to a little bit of Project Pat. In 2022.
Yep.
You're gonna get Project Pat and Gucci Mane this week. Mm-hmm. And as a dude my age, that's fantastic. New music from Project Pat, Gucci Mane, throwing a little AZ in there for y'all real old people.
Yeah, that's older than us, man.
Well, yeah, but those are all our legends still rapping, so it always feels good. But, and we need to win tonight. Sans Trey.
Yeah, we're watching the game. Y'all know how we do. We normally watch a game while we pod. So we're watching the Raptors versus the Hawks. Hopefully we won't have to do too many edits, nor would all of the outbursts. Oh, give it to him. That was me.
See how God works?
Nope. Yes. Yes.
I was about to say, boy. Well, excuse the hell out of me, son. You got it. I'm gonna respectfully.
That would have been excuse the hell in me, bro.
Yeah. But hey, God, he down here showing out now. He down here showing out, and I told him not to.
Good defense, God got a comedy channel, and I believe I'm a star. So with that being said,
as he's had like outburst after outburst ever since he told me not to have one.
Yep. That's because you threw the headphones and walked away on one of our episodes.
I was heartbroken.
But as you know, we are here. This is the prelude to the Around the League edition of episode 42 of the Splashcast.
How about we change it to the pregame, especially as we do drinking on the podcast. We are typically, it is more of a pregame than anything. And it's kind of like a pregame game plan. We podding on the fly now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have just gotten a sneak peek into our production. We are now changing the prelude to the pregame.
I love the pregame.
What do we have on the docket for pregame? Man, Barry Bonds. We don't really have a baseball segment because it's not baseball season. So
and they're locked out, and it don't look like they ever gonna unlock,
bruh. Because it ain't no news coming out on it. When there ain't no news,
there is news. The news is they ain't close. Yeah, I be checking. I actually having podcasts makes me like get on Twitter, and then every time I get on Twitter, I'm like, this is the best place ever, and then I never go back until I need to go back. But yeah, definitely, it is not looking good, nor is it really sounding that good. Damn, DeLon, you got to hit that 3. But that only means that the Atlanta Braves will be World Series champions a little bit longer.
Told you, longest tenured World Series champ ever. But with that, speaking of baseball, man, Barry Bonds. We don't care about Roger Clemens. Barry Bonds denied entry into the Hall of Fame on his last year of eligibility.
We're trash.
I feel like, I was going to say he's getting the T.O. treatment, but T.O. didn't even get this bad a treatment. Like, they eventually let T.O. in. Like, but,
well, it's way different demographic in baseball.
Yeah.
It's much easier to exclude him.
And they made Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens the post, and what's dude that used to snap
Sammy Sosa
leg? No, Jose Canseco.
Jose Canseco.
They made all of them like the poster child of steroids. Didn't they make them testify in front of Congress?
But he never tested positive ever. That's my issue is you can't double jeopardy, my friend. What you can't do is, I never tested positive.
Yeah. And
Nah. No, there ain't no and. No, I never tested positive.
well, let's just look at it this way. They're punishing him for steroids, whether he
Even
tested
if,
positive or not.
even if I was cheating good enough that you didn't catch me. And you tried.
You caught a whole lot of other people, but you couldn't catch me.
I am the gingerbread man.
But Barry Bonds, to me, deserves at least consideration for the All-Star for the Hall of Fame. The only thing he didn't do in Pittsburgh was win a championship. He literally did everything else. Led the league in stolen bases, won 2 MVPs, was rookie of the year. Like, he had in the mid to late 80s and the early 90s, Barry Bonds was Barry Bonds before King Griffey Jr. before King Griffey Jr. got there. King Griffey Jr. was early 90s. Barry Bonds is doing the same thing King Griffey Jr. was in the 80s.
Yeah. And I will know that because before the Augusta Green Jackets were the affiliate team for the San Francisco Giants, they were the affiliate team for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So I've always kind of watched them from afar, just like I do the Giants, because Green Jackets, the home team, is their affiliate. And Barry was a killer. Now, I ain't gonna lie, his 10-year challenge is gonna look real fit. Barry Bonds' 10-year challenge was nuts. He went from like 140 pounds to like 280 pounds.
270, Shada. He was 185 and was 270.
He went from Kyrie to LeBron. That's not.
That motherfucker.
That nigga got a BBL.
Whoa. But
Brazilian baseball lift. That's what that is.
Clean it up, brother. Clean it up.
No, there ain't no clean up. Oh, no aisle. How about that?
You got it. You got it, brother.
I'm just gonna say you better not get on them Barry Bonds roids. We part next year, Reggie. Rip.
Yeah.
Aim the pod right now.
Gains. But Barry Bonds, to me, you've let people in the Hall of Fame. The only other person I could think that's been banned like this, Pete Rose. And Pete Rose was actually caught and convicted. Like,
and let him in.
And
he was playing that good and betting against himself. Then hell no, man. He's one of the best baseball players ever.
Yep, man. It's unfortunate. I think Barry should get in. I don't care about Roger Clemens. They are penalizing a few for something that everybody did. Like, people always talk about how the hitters took steroids or was hitting the ball out the park. Well,
the best time of baseball ever. I've never been that enthralled by baseball since. Let me tell you that much. I always say bring steroids back to baseball.
But pitchers were the ones that were actually had started and were taking steroids. But of course, there's a big demographic difference between the hitters and the pitchers.
And and baseball. Let's be real. You guys still doing tricky stuff now.
It's juicing the balls.
It's two different baseballs this season that they did. But you're gonna hold him out. But I was just reading something on the internet, and they were like, "Is baseball now not the Hall of Fame, but the Hall of Purity?" And I found that really funny.
No, ain't nobody in there pure.
I'm talking about purity, like from the sake of like they want you to be basically a saint in order to get in. And then even if you get in, like there's certain rules, like there's no unanimous guy because Babe wasn't. Baseball is aging itself. You want to age yourself, and
it ain't never gonna leave because the Anglos, that's all they can hold on to. But actually, it's pretty much gone anyway.
Oh Lord, Reggie, right on it. Anyways, no time.
I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Not really. Dominicans are killing baseball right now, without a doubt.
Which what is something that they are not? Anglo.
Yeah.
So, but to bring it all back, man, Barry Bonds deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. If you're going to penalize him, you need to penalize every single person.
Actually, one of my close friends, we were having a conversation, and he basically asked, if you want to decide if a person deserves to be in the Hall of Fame or not, during their tenure, can they be left out of the conversation?
I don't know. Say that again.
During their tenure, like whatever time they were in whatever sport they were in, you have the conversation. Do they have to come up?
I mean, I'm assuming.
So. Specific. Well, okay. So specifically, we're talking about like Matt Ryan. I mean, not Matt Ryan. Matt Stafford. Is he a Hall of Famer?
He's gonna be the only Hall of Famer to have one playoff appearance and one Super Bowl, and he's gonna go to the Hall of Fame. If we're gonna talk about it, and we were gonna wait on this until that was gonna be our topic once we got to the actual games.
Well, let's keep it there. I'm just saying that was my train of thought, and that to me was thought provoking. That can you describe that era without talking about that person? And you sure as hell can't talk about Barry Bonds' era in baseball without talking about Barry Bonds. He's that era. He is the name of the era. Hell.
Yeah. I mean,
the three guys are Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds. And you want to leave those guys out? Then what the hell happened during that time period in baseball? Nobody can tell you anything else.
Pitching.
Who? They no, they weren't. They were getting destroyed by those three guys.
Yeah. 7,000-foot home runs into the
exactly. McCovey Cove. Let me tell you, I don't care that much about baseball to know where Barry Bonds is hitting home runs, other than Barry Bonds is hitting home runs there.
Yep. But we've killed the Barry Bonds topic. We are 12 minutes in. Let's get to we can talk about that when we get there. Kansas City fans take out a page. Well, no, because they lost. The Kansas City fans, even though, they beat the Bills, they were so impressed by Josh Allen's performance there that anybody that knows about Bills Mafia and what they do, when something happens, when somebody gets hurt against the Bills, or something happens to a Bills play to a opposing team's player, he can't play, a heartwarming story comes out, something's wrong with their child or their mother or something, they are the Bills Mafia, which is the name of the Bills fans, decide to donate. They just donate as much money as they possibly can to whatever cause that person sponsors. Well, the Kansas City fans were so impressed by Josh Allen, they took a page out of the Bills Mafia book and donated a bunch of money to Josh Allen's foundation in Buffalo. That's pretty dope, man.
Shout out to people being good humans. That is a cause that we champion around here with so many awful humans. People are doing the right things. We appreciate it. That's dope.
It is dope. It is dope, man. And we're gonna get to the NFC Championship game. But before we get there, man, OBJ. This is what happens. This is what happens when you decide to take a risk. He took his contract, which is not a lot. He took his contract, the rest of his contract, in Bitcoin when he got traded to the Rams.
Oh,
it looked like a great investment at first, but now the bottom has dropped out of Bitcoin and digital currency as a whole. And it looks like he's lost a whole lot of money.
And I thought about this a little.
It'll rebound, but still.
Yeah, that's my biggest. As long as he's not trying to sell the Bitcoin right now, which would make zero sense, then just like we all were up on Bitcoin at one point, and then we were all down on Bitcoin at one point, it's the same situation happening here again. No different. There is not a foul in sight because Onyeka Okongwu missed. You can't say he fouled and he missed the man's hand. But yeah, I'm pretty sure OBJ is what we will consider generationally wealthy. So this little bit of chump change that he invested into his Cash App, just like we all have a couple dollars floating around in our Cash App, he is no different. And when his goes up, and he's a billionaire because Elon Musk decides to put Bitcoin in his bio, then remember to holler at him with the same enthusiasm that you did today.
Mic drop. Let's get into the episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Double guns, boys.